guys, how's it going? Welcome back to vlog number 8. It's such an awesome feeling to have created so many of these vlogs for you guys, and I'm super excited to share this vlog because it is one of my better performing ones. I did really well at locals this week. It was actually the Egyptian God tournament at the Kitchen Tables Games, where the winner receives a Egyptian God statue. And I actually posted a deck profile of the winning deck on my channel. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description below. But as you guys can probably see, I'm actually playing the best deck, and you don't get to see quite the sauce that I'm on, but I am playing a very, very unique version of this deck that I haven't really seen anybody mess around with too much before me. And I'm super excited to share with you guys how it went. I'm actually playing Virtual World Bystial. And as you guys can see, I'm doing the good old Virtual World combo where you get summon out all your guys, make Crystal Wing, make Dragoon using Mud Dragon and Zulkin, and then you go ahead and summon Shen Shen and pass. It's a decent board, but it's not quite set up to today's standards. Something I really like about this version of the deck is that it has a lot of recursion. Like in the end phase, resolving Gigi, and if you do get to resolve Magnuma, is absolutely insane. The end boards are pretty good. Shen Shen, Dragoon, Crystal Wing, Chooch, a card in hand. If we'd seen our Bystial package, we would have another card in hand and potentially another extender. But the deck performed very well. This locals, I feel like I was put through that ringer. I actually ended up playing against a lot of people. You know how when you're at locals and you sit across somebody who you know is a good player and you know you're about to get clapped, it felt like every single round I was against one of those players. But I got very lucky. I got very, very lucky in my pairings. I did play a lot of very strong players. I played against Jad, in which I have a rough matchup against him. He's one of the reasons I've gotten so good at this game, and so playing against him is always stressful for me. Luckily, turn one or game one, he just wasn't able to break my board, and he's actually playing one of my other favorite decks this format, which is Draco Slayers. But unfortunately, it does lose to one card that I am playing, and unfortunately, I just had it, and he didn't have a response. So he goes ahead and summons Beyond. Beyond's going to go ahead and search him. I believe he searches Monkey Board here for the low scale, which is such a neat interaction. He pen summons a ton and just gets hit by a big old nib, which is very unfortunate, but I played the deck and I kept getting hit by Nib. So he'll go ahead and he'll do a couple of things. Resolve Monkey Board, searching himself. I believe he searches a Joker for follow up. He's hoping that I bricked, which it kind of looks like I did, but I did actually open up full combo. Just having one starter turns into OTK. So he's still thinking on what he's going to add. I believe he just adds Joker. He was trying to figure out a way to extend further, but there just isn't one. He'll activate Sky Iris, pop his Monkey Board, add a Revolution, and I believe that's it. So I go ahead and draw. We'll activate Kowloon, setting up our, I believe we have to set up Chooch, just so that way we can dump the spell because we only have one name. So we'll go Lily, target Chooch, and he'll scoop. He knows that's full combo. So I'll see you guys in the next match. This was a really fun one. Shout out to Jad for letting me do him dirty. But I'll see you guys in the next match. Alrighty, guys. Match number 2. We are actually up against another one of our friends that when we sit across from, it's always like, dang, I really got to play him. Nick, who is an incredible player. I actually have one of Carlos actually posted one of his deck profiles of his topping of a regional, and he was actually playing this deck exactly. It is Adventure Phantom Knights. Kind of weird because we do have Bystials, which makes our matchup a little bit better. But He'll go ahead and activate. He'll go ahead and summon out the 2 level 2s. Unfortunately, he couldn't search the Griffin because he only had the 1 level 2. So he specials out the Enchantress, banishes the Enchantress to add right. Then I always forget you can add right back from the grave. He's just thinking about how he wants to play it. So he'll go ahead and activate Cherubini. We'll chain to the Cherubini, targeting his graph just because he's not able to. He has to send his cost, which normally is a benefit, but against the Bystials is actually a really big downside because the PKs don't have a chance to trigger when sent. They have to trigger on a new chain. So he'll go ahead and search Shade, make Bardiche, Bardiche effect, dump. I don't know what he even dumps here. It's kind of weird. He doesn't have any names engraved, so he'll go ahead and set the Fogblade, of course. I mean, he could just set up for next turn going into a Torn Scales. We do have a Druid Worm, though, which does already out either the token or the Bardiche. Getting rid of the Bardiche is kind of big. He'll send the gloves. I guess he just wants to make sure we have as little interaction as possible. Luckily, a lot of our cards resolve in the hand, so getting another Fogblade isn't really a big deal. So we'll go ahead and start our turn. He'll Ash the Lulu. We'll normal summon the Lulu. I believe that was our only starter, so we really needed that to go through because we don't have 2 names. We'll go into Shenshen. We'll go Druid Swarm effect, send Bardiche. He'll chain Fogblade. So that way Bardiche goes to grave. We're just thinking here of how we want to play it. We'll go ahead and set 2. We did open double Lulu, which normally is a broken hand, but Ash is just one of those cards against this deck that is just impossible for us. Discard Draco, Draco equipped a token, special the illegal knight. Unfortunately, if he doesn't have OTK, he isn't actually able to deal with our board. We did run him out of a lot of resources, so he does the whole illegal knight thing, bounces it back with the Draco back, which is really, really good. This match was actually very, very, very interesting because we are both low on resources and playing with a weird start to our engines. I believe I just have to concede here because he would be able to kill me, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. We'll move on to. Alrighty, guys, game 2 is at hand. Unfortunately, we do open the Virtual World certified classic hand. So we'll go ahead and activate the Lubellion, set 2 cards. I believe I hold on to the Magnemite here just because I want to keep the Lubellion in grave. And I know it interacts with his deck quite a bit. But it's still weird. Like, obviously, just set 2 pass isn't great. He'll go evenly. Activate right. He opened right evenly. So, again, this is a very, very rough hand, but he doesn't have his battle phase, which is good for us. Just because we do have a little bit of interaction, and any starter gets us there. But we are in game 2, so I'm losing a little bit of hope. It is unfortunate. But we just do what we can here. So he'll go ahead and off of the right add the Draco back because he summoned off of E-Tele. Use the effect of Fateful. Search for the Griffin. Equip. Special the Griffin. Summon the Cloak. Make the Bean. Draco bounce the back row, which was a branded beast. Kind of unfortunate. We probably should have summoned before he had the chance to do that. So he'll go ahead and send with Cherubini, and this is hard because if we choose to banish the Cloak, he'll get to summon the Torn Scales, right? But we also have to play through a Griffin. But luckily, we do have 2 Bystials, so we're just going to let the Cloak go through. because of how it'll work uh, with the torn scales. I'll activate the Serenir, targeting the Torn Scales. He'll negate, and then I'll activate Drew's or Magnamut, targeting the Torn Scales, banishing the Torn Scales. Magnamut effect, Serenir effect to dump. Kind of a good place because we did have to get rid of we got rid of one of his interactions. He'll go ahead and take my Serenir, go into a Bardiche. Kind of an interesting interaction here. We're not in a great place, but he's not in as good of a place as well because he also doesn't have um, he doesn't have a token, and he doesn't have the negate, so he's just going to end with some basic Phantom Knight board of Fog Blade and maybe another Fog Blade. Yeah, double Fog Blade. We got rid of his Draco back as well just by doing that weird little interaction. He'll set 3 cards and pass. In the end phase, we'll go ahead and search the Druid's Worm off of Magnamut. I'm just praying we see a starter here. I don't know if we did. I can't remember. But we are going to have to play this one a little bit weird. We'll go ahead and enter battle, swing over the Bardiche. We'll go Druid's Worm, targeting Bardiche, summon itself. I do think we have Branded Beast here, so we do have a little bit of interaction, but we don't want him to target that little bit of interaction we have, so we do have to set our whole hand, which does literally put us into top deck Lulu or bust. And we also don't have another Bystial to interact. So he'll go ahead and draw for turn, and then he'll fire the effect of Fateful, add pitch, the Enchantress effect, search, right. He's just thinking what he's able to do here. He'll go ahead and activate right, summon token, summon out the Stained Greaves. So now we have to think here, because with the Stained Greaves on board, he would be able to get into some weird plays here if we allow this to go through. So we'll go ahead and activate Beast, sending Druid's Worm, right? So then he'll go ahead and use Fogblade on his own monster, and then he'll call by our Druid's Worm, so that way we aren't able to send the token because he wants the second extender. So we are in a really weird spot, but again, if we top deck any name, we are in a much better place. Such a weird predicament. I don't even know if we could have played this better looking back on it. The called by really messed us up here. I'll go into Masquerena, add the wings, and then he'll go Unicorn, discard the wings. I believe he goes for one of our back row to shuffle back. It doesn't really matter because they're both VW names, so either way we do get to play, as long as he isn't able to pop another one. I'll go ahead and go. I don't think he's able to clear our Magnamut with the effect of the or with the Unicorn. In the end phase, we do get to resolve the second effect of Beast. We'll go ahead and activate Serenir, targeting a Serenir. Effect to draw a card. We'll go ahead of regained. Sorry, forgive me. We do have Lubellion in the grave still, although it doesn't really do much since we already have Spell Trap on board. We'll go ahead and go Beatrice effect to dump. Send King Long add Lulu, discard Gigi, activate Kowloon, and he's just going to scoop there because he knows we have full combo. See you guys in the next game. This is a crazy match. Alrighty, guys. Game 3 against Nick. Gosh, what a crazy match so far. Going into Game 3, not seeing an opener in Game 1 was Game 2 was very rough for us. Again, he starts with the adventure package, which just feels so broken for him to get this negate on board. He'll go ahead and use the adventure package to do the thing, search the Draco back, summon the Griffin, E-Telly to summon out another name. He'll go the 2 level 3s, I believe. Into the Bean. I don't know if we open 2 Bystials this time. He'll use the effect of the Bean to dump another Graph. We'll chain Serenir, target Graph to banish. Serenir summons. He'll specialty Illegal Knight. Go into Bardies using the Illegal Knight. Set the rank up. We'll chain the Magnamut. He'll negate the Magnamut with the Griffin. Use the effect of the Cloak. Add the Boots. Summon out the Torn Scales. Summon out the Boots. Make break. And I believe he's thinking about choosing to pop my Serenir, but he's worried about me getting the Serenir's effect. So he'll go ahead and use Break Sword's effect, and then Ash my Serenir, and then he'll go into Arc Rebellion. So I believe he has the rank ups set with a Arc Rebellion. He'll go ahead and activate it. Going into the broken non-once per turn / chain negate. We'll go battle phase evenly. Activate Kowloon. Set up King Long effect, target to negate, which is absolutely insane. Unfortunately, we didn't open a great starter. We have Lao Lao, which is good towards the end of our combo. So he's thinking if he just wants to detach as cost. So he'll detach the Boots just because he wants to get another PK Engrave. We'll dump the Nyan. And we have to pass with this 2400 booty. So he's trying to figure out if he's able to use the effect of his monster. What it does is it makes the attack of my monster 0. So we did actually have to call a judge over because I don't think you can activate the effect of a monster targeting a 0 attack monster to make its attack 0. So we do call over Cisco, and I believe Cisco gives us the same ruling. But essentially, he has the same play. He might have been able to game me that turn if it had been ruled differently. But he has the same play as long as he goes into Zeus here. So yeah, it gets ruled that he isn't able to use the effect. So what he does is he'll just enter battle, swing into my monster, which does actually clear it. So it's not terrible for him. He'll just have to do the combo in the second main phase. Make Zeus. The only thing is he didn't want to have to send my King Long to grave to do this combo because that does turn on my hand quite a bit with the Nyan I have in grave. So he'll go ahead and add the Fog Blade, Torn Scales effect, pitch the Fog Blade. Dump the Cloak, summon Boots. Go those 2 into Darksteel Magna. Summon Masquerena. And pass. So we do have to play through a Masquerena. So we'll discard the King Long, add the Lulu, normal summon the Gigi. and fire the effect of Nian Nian. So I believe he has to think here because he doesn't want us to be able to use um, Lulu's effect here as efficiently. So he'll go ahead and go into Unicorn, shuffling back my non-tutor, which is very, very bad for us because he's going to be able to. Unfortunately, we do have the trap, so it's going to be really weird because now we get to make our own Zeus. Essentially, activate the effect of Kaloon, activate Shoot, Engrave to increase, go those two to bounce, the Magna, activate Magna effect. He'll go into a Zeus. We'll go Nian Nian effect to shuffle back. So essentially it's going to be, I have Druid's Worm, he has Zeus. But I did do damage into time. Alrighty guys, so I did actually choose to exclude my round 3 because I do play the same player in Top Cut. So we are playing up against another one of our good friends, Evan, who is on some shenanigans. He does win the die roll, chooses to go first, activates Lubellion's effect, adds Magnamut, activates Meltdown. So it's Bisted, Invoked, Pile, essentially. Adds the Alistair, summons the Alistair, uses the Alistair's effect to add Invo. Does the basic combo you guys all know and love, I'm sure. Goes that into Artemis. Fires the Invocation, banishing the Alistair and the Artemis. To go into Mechaba, adds back the Invocation, or adds back the Alistair, uses the effect of the Magnamut, banishing his own Lubellion, goes to the end phase, searches Druid's Worm. I draw for turn. So we do have to play through a Druid's Worm, a Mechaba, and a back row. We'll activate E-Telly, summoning out Nian Nian. GG targeting Nian Nian. I'm trying to bait his negate here because I need him to get rid of that Mechaba. I know he has at least one negate, monster negate anyways, in hand. So I'm trying to use all of the names except for Lulu, essentially, because we do need to get some sort of advantage. So we'll go ahead and fire the effect of Lily, dumping another spell, dumping a trap. He's just reading the effect of the trap. We'll fire the trap, targeting Nian Nian to increase her. Go those two into M7. M7, declare an attack on the Mechaba. Since he let us get this far, we do actually get to contest his Mechaba. Although he does have the droplet, sends the field spell. So we'll go second main into the Zeus. We're trying to force as much interaction as we can before actually committing to our board. So he'll choose to negate the Zeus, so it gets banished. Pitches Fallen of Albaz, so we know he has another monster negate, which is very unfortunate for us. Although we are running with straight gas here. We do have a Magnamut in hand. We'll go ahead and normal summon the GG and trigger the effect of Nian Nian. I do ask to read Mechaba because I'm trying to see what it has to do to negate. So we'll go those two into Coral. Nian Nian effect to shuffle back the Chooch. We'll go those two into a Shen Shen. Fire the effect of Coral Dragon to draw. I believe he's trying to hold on to this Alistair because he knows it's one of his only outs. We'll go ahead and activate Lulu targeting Shen Shen. Dump Zhuanwu, add Kowloon. So we do get a Chooch and an extender off of Lulu, which is absolutely absurd. We'll go ahead and fire the Magnemite, target the Fallen of Alvaz. He'll chain the Druid Worm, targeting his own Fallen of Alvaz, which is fine because that means we have Magnemite for next turn. It also gets a card out of his hand, plays into Shen Shen really easily. We'll choose to discard the third Gigi. We'll go Lao Lao targeting Shen Shen. Dump a King Long, summon back. Go those two. They're banished because of Shen Shen. Into Charge Warrior effect to draw. I believe we draw into Talents here, which makes our plays absolutely insane. We do go Talents to steal, so we'll take the Mechaba. This is really weird because we can't actually go into Zolkin, I believe, because of Shen Shen being on board. And I just realized after stealing his Mechaba that I don't have the Lulu engrave. We actually needed the tuner engrave because we do want to use his Mechaba to go into something, and we are locked out of links. So we'll go into Beatrice effect, dump the Lulu, activate the effect of Kowloon to summon the Lulu, and discard the Magnemite. We'll go those two into, I believe, Psychic End. But I don't think we can actually make Psychic End here. I have to make the other stupid thing. I think I got Psychic End and Final Sigma mixed up here. So I go ahead and go into Final Sigma, which is a 12 using an 8. Or I believe, no, Mechaba's a 9. Use a 12 using a 9 and a 3 to go into Final Sigma. They both get banished. Activate Kowloon. Set up the Chooch. Fire the Chooch effect to pop the Druid Worm. Because Shen Shen's on field, it's actually not going to trigger. Move to the end phase, add Lao Lao to hand. So through his weird interactions, we managed to get Shen Shen, Final Sigma, Beatrice Chooch pass. Kind of a weird game, but it did work out in our favor. I'll see you guys in the next one. Alrighty, guys, moving on to game 2. Evan does decide to take first. He'll start with the Branded Fusion, sending Fallen of Albaz. I believe he's thinking about his other target here, and Nibiru to the grave. Still unsure why he did that play. To go into Albion effect. I'll chain the Druid Worm, targeting his Fallen of Albaz, so that way Albion resolves without effect. He said he didn't have anything to go into, so he'll go ahead and tribute the Albion to go into a Lubellion, fire the Lubellion's effect, sets up the Branded Regained, activate Druid Worm, targeting his Nibiru, stack Nibiru to the bottom, draw a card, set to pass. Or end phase resolve Albion, forgive me. We'll draw for turn. Fire the King Long. Activate the Kowloon. Kowloon gives all my monsters like 300 attack or something. Use the effect of King Long, targeting his Lubellion. We're trying to get as many cards as we can banished, so that way we have Chooch online. activate Droplet, send the King Long to negate and have whichever one we didn't hit before. I believe we hit the Lubellian anyways, just to have its attacks. We'll go ahead and activate King Long's effect. Add ourselves a Lao, discard a Chuanwu. We'll go Lulu targeting Chooch. Dump another King Long. One thing I like about this deck is it actually feels like the best starters are the worst ones now. GG being super broken. I'm just rereading Branded Beast. GG being super broken, adding us a card back from graveyard during the end phase is insane. We'll go those two into a Coral Dragon. We'll go those two into a Final Sigma, and we'll go Coral Dragon, effect to draw a card, 1, and then Druid's Worm 2 to send. We did actually manage to turn our Chooch online. If you guys see, we have that set up, so we're waiting for him to use Beast. So that way we can chain the Chooch to pop it, which is absolutely absurd, just because that does a lot against his deck. We'll summon back out the GG, and then we'll fire the Nyan Nyan's effect. He'll chain Called by on Nyan Nyan. He'll activate Beast, tributing Druid's Worm. We'll chain Chooch, targeting Beast. Shuffle back the Nyan Nyan and the King Long. And he'll choose to pop with Druid's Worm our Lao. We'll go Kowloon. Or it's one move, forgive me. Discard evenly, summon back Lao. And then the classic makes Shen. So we'll go ahead and go Final Sigma into Lubellian, which does double battle damage. So it did quite a lot because it was halved by droplets there. Attack with Shen, so we do have Shen, Chooch, and an unaffected monster. We added back off GG during the end phase there. He has 2 cards in hand, and I don't know if he's able to break this board with what he has. He'll activate the effect of Fleur to summon itself. He'll declare battle. We'll go Chooch, pop the Fleur. He's not able to clear the Final Sigma, and he'll concede. Alrighty, guys, moving into Top Cut, we are playing against a good friend, Dylan. He'll summon Border, activate Desires, draw 2, activate the spell, set 4, and pass. Luckily, I do think we drew the out, but it's a little bit crusty by how we have to play it. We'll normal GG, attack into the Border, and then activate King Long. We'll use King Long's effect to negate Border by banishing the GG. Then we'll go Lulu, target GG, dump Xuanwu. And add a GG. We'll go GG, target King Long, dump a Nyan Nyan, summon GG. We'll go these two into charge effect to draw a card. We'll go effect of Xuanwu, targeting GG to summon back. We'll go 1 Serenir, 2 Nyan Nyan. Serenir dumps a Lubellian. Nyan Nyan summons itself out. We'll go these two into a Coral Dragon. Nyan Nyan effect to shuffle our Xuanwu back. Then we'll go these two into a Final Sigma. I do know his deck has a problem dealing with towers. We'll go Coral to draw. We'll activate Lao Lao targeting King Long. Dump the Zhuanwu again, summon Gigi. We'll go Magnamut targeting Serenir to banish. Magnamut effect on summon. Go Lubellion effect to get regained. We'll go into a Shen. Set 2. And then in the end phase, we get to resolve Gigi and Magnamut. So add back Lulu, add Druis Worm. Hand is looking kind of good. We have regain to draw a card, plus Druis Worm, plus Shen, plus an unaffected monster. So he'll activate Raigeki. We'll chain Beast, tributing our Lubellion to pop his card, and it does get banished. We'll go affect a regain to draw a card since Lubellion was banished while Shen was on board. We'll activate Chooch, target border, shuffle 2 back. Draw for turn. Lulu, target Chooch. He'll chain Rivalry, so we aren't able to summon the Lulu. Swing with Final Sigma, set 1 card, pass. So I'm trying to think of a way to out this Rivalry to make our clock a little quicker. So I go ahead and go King Long effect, targeting Final Sigma. King Long just has to target to negate it, and Final Sigma is just unaffected by it. So luckily we are able to banish cards once per turn, so that way we can turn our Chooch online. So that way we can out this Rivalry. We'll go King Long, banish, Chooch to pop, and he'll concede. Alrighty, guys, moving on to game 2 against Dylan. He does elect to go first. He goes ahead and sets 4 cards and passes. Draw for turn, activate Lightning Storm. That gets met with a Solemn Judgment, paying half his life points. Activate a second Lightning Storm. He'll chain to Tribute Summon. Normal Summon Banshee. Fire Banshee's effect. He'll chain. Activate Zombie World. Places the spell face up. Activate Talents to draw 2. Set a card and pass. 24, pass. Activate Kowloon. Chain the spell. Activate Feather Duster. Spell effect to pop. Chain Droplet, send Zombie World. Activate Lily, targeting King Long. Dump Lao Lao. Zhuanwu effect, summon back Lily. Go those 2 into Final Sigma. Swing. Trying to calculate the damage to see if it's game. He'll draw for turn and concede. Moving on to the next match. This is actually the final match, putting us at worst second place in this tournament in top cut. We'll go ahead and draw for turn. He does win the die roll, elects to go first. He is playing Sprite. Unfortunately, we don't really have too many good side deck cards for this matchup, and we also don't have enough main deck cards to beat the board that this deck puts up. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys watch this game. I'll speed it up just a little bit so that way it doesn't take up too much time. I'll see you guys in the next one. Alrighty, guys, moving on to game two. We do choose to go first. We'll activate Lulu, targeting King Long. Go ahead and dump the trap, add a monster. Dump the Zhuanwu, summon the Lulu. Add the Gigi. On res, he will activate Droll, which does put a damper into our plans quite a bit. We do a lot of drawing with this deck. We'll go ahead and go Gigi targeting King Long, dump the Nian Nian, summon. Go these two into Charge Warrior. No effect, obviously, because we're under Droll. Zhuanwu effect. Targeting Gigi. Discarding Magnemite. Nian Nian effect to summon itself. all of these into a final Sigma. Yan Yan effect to shuffle. Activate talents to look at his hand. Get rid of the beaver. And pass. He's just rereading Final Sigma. Set a card and pass. Swing for 3K. Pass. Set a card, pass. Activate E-Telly. Summon out on Yan Yan. Activate Lao Lao targeting Yan Yan. Summon out a Lulu. Swing for game. And that is game 2. Alrighty, guys, going into game 3 and the final round. If we win, we take home a Egyptian god statue. Unfortunately, as some of you guys may already have realized, we do not get to do that. So that means we do lose this match. It's very unfortunate. My opponent played very well. He played around Nib, which a lot of Sprite players aren't doing right now. Just by going to Gigantic for their 4th summon, locking both players into 2s, turns off the Nib I have in hand. I actually had 2, which just feels terrible, and I am not able to break this board. So with that, I'm just going to leave you guys with this match. If you did enjoy this, please make sure you leave a like and a comment. I've really been enjoying making these videos for you guys. I actually did end up getting a new microphone just because I felt like the audio in some of my other videos wasn't super high quality. And I'm super excited to get to continue making content for you. And let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.